Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your eclipse reading. This is going to be a special reading for the eclipse season that we're having starting with the partial solar eclipse. Can't speak. Solar eclipse that we're having on the 25th of October. And then a little bit later, we'll have another one in Taurus. So I'll mainly focus on the solar one to see what is bringing to you. I will try to make some videos for the Taurus one. That's a week later. So let's see what's going on for you, Cancer. So this eclipse is possibly impacting you in a more easy way because you have a trine aspect to the Scorpio side. So whatever planets you have in Cancer, whether you're sun, moon, or rising, this eclipse is possibly impacting you in a more harmonious way. Perhaps there's some blessings coming to you because it is a trine aspect. So it's a partial solar eclipse, so it's not quite as powerful as, say, a total eclipse. It will be conjunct the planet Venus, the goddess Venus. So there's a lot of Venusian themes associated with these eclipses that have to do with, more specifically, values, our values, how we value ourselves, how we value other people, what price we pay for things, or what price we put on the things that matter to us. Those sort of themes may show up with this eclipse season, especially since Venus ruled Taurus, and we're going to have a lunar eclipse in Taurus soon. So let's see what major themes show up for you, Cancer. So you have the 5th house, creativity. Interesting. So the way it's impacting you could be something related to your 5th house, to your creativity. The 5th house is also a house of pleasures, where you find enjoyment, where you find pleasure, where you do the things that you love to do just for the sake of doing it, not necessarily because you get something out of it. It's a house of hobbies, creativity. All kinds of forms of creativity show up here. So if you're a very creative person, for example, or you know, your hobbies play an important role for you at this time, there's something going on there for you where possibly, quite literally, you may have this eclipse in your 5th house, for example. Especially if you're a Cancer ascendant, it will literally fall in your 5th house. So that area of your life is lit up in some way. Especially if the sun is transiting through your 5th house, if you're a Cancer ascendant, you may feel quite energized about doing things you enjoy doing, okay? Just for your own soul, just for your own well-being. So anything that has to do with 5th house could be prominent to you right now. You could be waking up your creative spirit, for example. You may find you have some sort of a creative talent or a hobby of yours that could be perhaps transforming into something else, going to the next level with that. The 5th house is also children, okay? They also bring joy to people in life. It's a house that has to do with the childlike pleasures, children, anything that is just enjoyment for your soul, for your heart. So that eclipse is stimulating that side of your being, of your chart, for example. So let's see what else for Cancer. You've got the 2nd house, owning. Now the 2nd house is, again, it's a little bit related to the 5th house because in astrology, the second house is also a house where you have talents or some sort of skill or something that could be monetized. So for some of you, you may have a creative talent of some sort that can be monetized, and that may come up to you as a theme during this eclipse. The second house is also where you gather resources. It's a house of resources. It's interesting. It is ruled by Venus, by the way. So, you know, this Venusian theme has been showing up in pretty much all the signs I've done so far. So it's kind of interesting how even in the cards, the energies of the planets tend to show up quite strongly. So something's going on with your second house. You may be gathering resources, increasing your resources. I will do some tarot too to see what that can complement this story, to see what's going on with your second house. We'll see if that's an increase in finances or a decrease, or there's some challenges surrounding this area. For some of you, this eclipse could be in the second house. Okay, if you are a Libra rising, for example. So, yeah. And the second house is also the house of values too. And again, because Venus is involved in this eclipse, could be that your values are changing, or the value you put on things is changing, or what you own is changing value somehow. Okay, could be for some of you if you are investing, for example, because the fifth house and the second house are connected through investment, or getting money from sources that are not related to your income. The fifth house specifically is a house where you gamble or play the lottery, or you have some sort of an extra income that's showing up here that's not related to something you do for work. Is something extra. Okay, for some of you, this is literally some sort of a talent that you're monetizing, or you have some sort of an extra source of income that is somehow tied up to this fifth house, whether this is investments. You know, you may go to the casino and you may win something. It might not be something very big, but you get the idea. It's some sort of an income that's coming from a creative source. Okay, so what else for Cancer? We've got the air element, communicating. So the air element to me is it's like the swiftness or the gentleness of something. What was I going to say? Because there was a thought that came with this air element, but I'm not sure. It's an idea is what I was trying to say. There's some sort of an idea that's coming to you with this air element. You may have some air placements in your chart somewhere. So it could be that you're coming up with some sort of inventive idea here, for example, where how to make extra money, Cancer. Okay. This is quick thinking, thinking on your feet, resolving problems fast and, you know, in a practical way, a creative way of doing things. Okay. Some of you, you might be getting a job in communication, for example, like some sort of creative thinking for some of you. Perhaps you are writing, or you know, coming up with creative ways to make money, or creative ways to increase what you already have. And I get the impression that there's like an extra source of income that's showing up here for some of you that's not, you know, kind of in a traditional way. There's something creative about it. Okay. So let's get you some tarot cards and see what else is coming up for you. So what else do we have for Cancer, please? So let's see more information for Cancer. It does seem like you do have money on your mind here, Cancer. And there you are with the King of Cups right in the middle of your spread here. This Wheel of Fortune here, I do feel like there is a windfall of abundance coming up for you here. Okay. But there's some heaviness attached to this and some worry. I don't know what that's about. I'll need to clarify that. But what I'm getting very strongly for you, Cancer, this eclipse is bringing up some themes regarding the things you do, the loving what you do. It comes up very strongly here. And you do have the Wheel of Fortune here too, which is interesting because for some of you, you might literally win something, Cancer. Now, it's not going to be for everybody. I'm not saying you should go out there and gamble your money or buy 100 lottery tickets or something, you know, use with your own discretion. But I do feel like there is something here, possibly a win of some sort. You're winning something, for example. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be money, but I feel like there's something lucky here, okay? The fifth house is also considered a lucky house, okay? Especially with this combination of second house coming up here. There is luck coming your way, Cancer, in some area of your life, okay? Perhaps tied up to this fifth house or second house. Now, for some of you that are planning to have children, for example, that could come up for you during this time, especially if you have this eclipse happening in your fifth house, or is somehow tied up to this house of children. Just putting it out there for those of you who are looking into that kind of thing. But if it's not that, there is something quite lucky coming your way. Okay. You have two kings here, so it could be someone in your life that is perhaps helping you out with a financial situation for you to become more stable financially. Perhaps there's some sort of an opportunity showing up here. But it's kind of interesting that this air element shows up with the earth element. So I feel like this is you kind of brainstorming things of how to make more money or how to supplement the income you already have. For example, you know, you might want to get an extra part-time job or make money out of your creative hobbies or something like that, or, you know, winning something, some sort of prize, or, you know, something small. It doesn't seem like it's something small though, to be honest, because you have 10 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. That's a lot of money. Cancer. So for some of you, you could come up with some sort of an idea during this time on how to make more money. Okay. It does seem like resources do stress you out a little bit with this Nine of Swords being here. Okay. Some of you, you might feel like you have responsibilities here when it comes to something related to the fifth house. It could be children that you have responsibility for. You know, you may feel a little bit like you're stretched too thin during this time. You seem like you have a lot on your plate during this time. But there's also things going in your favor. Okay. I do love the fact that this King of Cups shows up right here, right in the middle, because I feel like this is you, Cancer. This is your card. You're trying to be very strong, to be very mature, to approach the situation from a mature way, okay? Because you have kings here. It's a very mature energy. I feel like you're trying to be very grown up about how you handle your situation, how you handle your finances. You are getting more serious about whatever creativity is bringing you joy there. You know, there's something here you do that you love to do, Cancer. It's only a matter of making it happen for you in such a way that is bringing you some extra income. Okay, I feel like there's some sort of a talent or something like that. I don't know what sign had a similar a vibe to their reading. I don't remember which one it was. I do remember another sign had something very similar where their talents are coming into focus during these eclipses. So I think it was Aries or Taurus. I don't remember. So you may want to check those out and you may have placements in those signs. But there is something creative here that you love to do that's probably going to bring you some luck. Okay. But there's also you stressing out a little bit about finances. You're also stressing out a little bit about not being stable enough in life, feeling that there's things coming at you that may be a little bit unpredictable, or there's difficulties coming up that are something you need to tackle in a mature way. I don't see anything negative. I do see you worrying a little bit. And I do feel like for some of you, you may feel guilty over the fact that you are perhaps indulging in something here, okay? Because that second house comes with the Nine of Swords and the King of Cups. It just feels like you feel guilty to indulge in doing the things you love to do. And perhaps that's causing some sort of guilt in regards to perhaps you are relying on somebody else to provide you with stability, for example. For some of you, that might be the case. But I do see you feeling somewhat guilty here about finances, about doing something you love, but perhaps it's not bringing you the income that you're hoping, and you just sort of worry about that area of your life, that it's not enough, or that you're not stable enough. Okay, some of you might be relying on family to get through a difficult time at this point, but there is something happening here where that's changing for you. Okay, there's the worry and the shame associated with it, but there's something changing here because the air element, usually it's something that happens swiftly. Okay, there's like the wind blows in a particular direction that is actually going to help you out a lot. Okay, and it's interesting because the air element and the earth element is like have absolutely nothing in common. But usually if you put your mind to something, to create something practical, to create something long lasting, I feel like that's what you're trying to do at this point. Okay, I do want to see what this Ten of Wands is about. Because it's with the Wheel of Fortune, I would say Cancer, for many of you, there is like a tough cycle that's ending here. Okay. Some sort of a cycle is ending that's been quite hard. Tell me a bit more about this Ten of Wands. Magician. It's quite a powerful energy, by the way, Cancer. It does seem like you are manifesting some sort of an ending to this hard thing that you had to do, or this hard thing you're doing. Magician, Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Wands. It does seem like you're manifesting yourself out of a tough spot, Cancer. Okay, it's got something to do with your creativity, or I don't know, changing the way you do the things you love to do in such a way that you can monetize them, or you can bring them into reality, you can have like a practical plan or something like that. But it's interesting because this Magician card is at odds with this Ten of Wands. First of all, the Magician is the number 1. 10 is number 10, is a completion. We also have another 10 here, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And that's the halfway point in the major arcana. So it does indicate, again, another completion of something. And, you know, the number 1 is usually potential. So there's something here about you, Cancer, in regards to this 5th house stuff. There is some sort of potential here that is waiting to be manifested. Okay, that's what I would say about that. But there is something ending here. Okay, this Wheel of Fortune and a Ten of Wands, it seems like it's some kind of a tough cycle that you've been through, Cancer. And there's like no need for you to worry, because the abundance and the stability you want is coming to you. Or perhaps you have someone around that's going to help you with that. Okay, this is someone mature, could be somebody older than you, could be somebody that already knows how to build a legacy. Or again, this could be you trying to build some sort of a legacy in what it is you do, you know, with yourself. So yeah, there's potential here, Cancer. Something to do with what you love to do, your creativity and things like that. The second house and this King of Cups, I got the impression that you're beginning to own your own emotions, because the King of Cups is someone that knows how to handle their own emotions, their moods. The second house, the owning part, it does seem like you're beginning to own certain traits of yourself or certain emotional things about yourself. You're literally just owning your own behavior, or owning your responsibility, or there's like something, you know, you could be maturing or something like that, you know, because there's a lot of mature energy here and manifesting potential and things like that. So it's a rather interesting energy. I mean, it's very positive, but it does come with something tough is ending. Okay, so there's obviously some fear or some what's the word? Some worry concerning your stability here. Okay, and how to make that better, how to improve your finances. I would say to perhaps find some sort of a role model here, or something that can inspire you with this Magician card and the 5th house. I do feel like this Magician does belong there with the 5th house, because you can observe someone that knows what they're doing. Okay, this is a source of inspiration for some of you. Someone could be a source of inspiration. Okay, somebody that knows how to manifest things, things of that nature. To look up to someone, perhaps. Or you may find inspiration somewhere, it seems. So that's what I have for you, Cancer. I wish you the best, and take care. Bye.